Hello there. I'll just turn this down a bit. I'll listen to this thing back anyway, so I'll see. It should be loud enough. I just like a little bit of music in the background. You'll notice if you've watched my talks or podcasts. And not all the time. I've done serious talks where there's no music involved and I've got something serious to say. But most of my talks are not serious, you know, because I'm not serious. But putting that aside, this talk is called Become the Kind of Man/Woman That Is Pursued. Now, how did I find out how to become the kind of man or woman that is pursued by others? Well, it all goes back to 10 years ago when I had this unexpected spiritual awakening. And to cut a long story short, this experience happened at the age of 24. I'm 34 now. So 10 years of inner healing. I get little awakenings, little downloads, what I call downloads, but then I get these big awakenings that can last days. And sometimes it gets me, it's in the past, it's gotten me up at like really early in the morning, and I usually go to bed early the next night. But that's the massive awakenings. And this awakening journey has showed me the kind of man or woman that is pursued, but you don't just want to be pursued by the wrong people either. It's been a journey of showing me that whoever or whatever I want is within me. And it's within issues that want something out of yourself. Like, I'm my mother's registered carer, for example, and I have to do everything that she is no longer able to do because of multiple illnesses. And so that leaves me a lot of time to sit. I sit in silence for hours sometimes music on, but a lot of meditation. And it's been like that since the awakening, of course. And in that, you're healing a lot of this baggage within you, right? And you're becoming lighter in your mind, and in the way that you are. And what I'm noticing is the kind of person that I'm attracting, talking to me on the internet. It's not like before. It's people that are interested in developing themselves. Like, one of my followers contacted me the other day on Instagram, last week, sorry, on Instagram. A lovely story he had from it, and there's others as well. But that's to do with the healing that I've done to myself. So you don't just want to be the kind of man, woman that is pursued by the wrong kind of people. This is the mistake a lot of people make. You don't want that. Be careful what you wish for. You want to be pursued by the right people. And the people that are, interested in talking to me now, that they're like one of the women that follows me, and she donates to me on my website as well. She claims that I changed her life, and I don't know what I done. I mean, but she's now away to get married, and she's really happy, but she wasn't always that way. And so basically, and so she's attracted the right person in her life, and just following the pathway, not following me, but following the pathway that I'm on, which is the awakening path. So, to become that person that's pursued by the right people, you need to be by yourself. You can't go from one relationship to the next. That's not going to work. And a lot of people, there's a good talk on YouTube you can watch. It's Keanu Reeves years ago. and he said that people use drugs, alcohol, sex, relationships, and more to escape themselves. And so, to become this kind of man, woman that is pursued by the right people, it's all about within, right? It's all a within thing. You've got to be by yourself. What do you feel when you're by yourself and there's no one there? Do you feel that you need to contact someone? Do you feel you have to look on your iPhone or tablet? Do you feel you need to eat something? Drink alcohol? These things are within things that's getting you to do that. You see? And so once you acknowledge that, and you're just sitting by yourself, and you're not jumping up to these things, or even if you cry. I mean, that happened to me a lot at the start, especially at the start of this path. There was a crazy amount of crying going on. It was beautiful, but to the level where I couldn't stop crying, and a lot of stuff was coming out. And so, this pathway of mine was basically about facing myself. I had enough at the age of 24, and I chose to go with it. And that's what it is. And to go within is to just sit by yourself, and let whatever is there come out. I think that's one of the truest forms of true inner healing, meditation, is to just sit by yourself. You don't have to do it for a long period at the start, I mean, if people want to take drugs, or, I mean, I have nothing against them, even if they want to drink alcohol. I don't do that, but I'm not judging people, I don't think there's anything wrong with people if they want to drink alcohol or have a celebratory drink. But when you're doing it to escape, that's when it's a problem. That thing comes into my head. I don't know if anyone's watched the comedy Fools and Horses. That's one of my favourites. And there's one of the episodes, Rodney doesn't want to drink, and his brother Del says, to excess. And that's true. I don't drink alcohol at all, but I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but if you're doing it to excess, it could be anything. It could be, any kind of crazy thoughts, obsessive thoughts. Anything that's obsessive is stuff within. And meditate upon it. What feeling is it? And now, because I've done this for 10 years, I'm very body sensitive now. I can actually feel people's energies, awareness in parts of my body. Because everybody that it's all vibrational frequencies. But, so this inner healing, if you do that what that does is it aligns you with your higher self, your tantric, kundalini, twin flame journey. That's what it is. And you attract the right people. And you become like the Buddha in the middle. The Jesus Christ or the Buddha in the middle. And they know, and then people see, if you're on the twin flame path, for example, and you want to heal that person, you can't heal them. You have to be the example of what to be. That's the only thing you can do, or a soulmate, or special kindred thing. You've got to be the example, and to be the right example is the path of Christ. And the path of Christ is, what did Jesus Christ say? The kingdom of God is within you. And so that's how you become the right kind of person. And then the intelligent people know that you are worth being pursued. So you don't not contact a woman or a man because you want them to contact you. That's the wrong way of doing it. You're thinking like a little boy or a little girl in that situation. You work on yourself because you're high value. I watch marriage counselors, and that's what they say. female ones and male ones, and so it's all about becoming your best self, not because you want to attract someone else, but just for you. Because by becoming your best version, you are in line with God. And I'm not religious myself. I mentioned Jesus for people that believe in that, and people like that have existed, and of course. But the path of Jesus or Buddha or any religious figure, great religious figure, is within, and the message is always the same. You see. So to become the kind of person that is pursued by the right people, so it's not just about being pursued by the wrong people, because you don't want that. For new Instagram followers, I'm sorry, but I can't follow you back. I think my account got reported. It's now set to private. I don't know who done that. Obviously, a sad person with no life would do something like that. But and obviously that person isn't the kind of person that is on the right pathway that would do that. But I think it'll just be for a little while. I should be able to follow people back, I hope. But so becoming that kind of person that is pursued by the right people. You don't just want to be pursued by anybody, because then you'll have all sorts of toxic narcissists, interested in you. And you don't want that. Or else you'll end up like my mother with a load of illnesses. And who wants that? No one wants that. So, but yeah, to become that person that is pursued by the right people, it's a within path. And you don't have to spend an hour at the start. It can just be 10 minutes. And just letting whatever come out. You're not doing anything. You're not actually jumping up to something. You see? And you'll be surprised what comes out, what manifests through you. And then once you've done enough of this healing, I've only been in this journey for 10 years. And now, I can't see spirits, or I'm not a medium, but, I know what it feels like when those kind of energies are around me, and they're around me a lot. This really beautiful fuzzy feeling I get a lot. It happens if I'm singing a cover or karaoke song that is old fashioned, so it must be an old spirit or something beside me. But of course helping me on this journey. Because spirits on the other side are knowledgeable, and they want to help. And if you allow them to help you, they can guide you through this pathway of becoming the kind of man, woman that is pursued. And if you can't sense that, like I couldn't, you've just got to go within. And the more pure your energy becomes, the more higher vibrational entities and consciousness you can tap into. You see? That's how you've had great men and women in the past, because they've been tuning into that kind of stuff. So the pathway to becoming the kind of man or woman that is pursued by the right people, because you want to be the right people, is within. You see? Your heart chakra. You must go within there, because that is the doorway to your divine self. That is the pathway to your inner Buddha, inner Christ. And then you become the example of what to be. So then you're working on yourself, and you're going within for the right reasons. You see, be a proper divine example of a fifth dimensional being, because that's ultimately what we're doing now in this awakening. Is we're going into the new earth, and that's what they're trying to stop. But you can't stop it, because you can't stop God's plan. That's why all these people have had these awakenings, and eventually it'll be, well, it can be everyone if they choose. And I think I'll just leave it on that note. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much, much more, please do check my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.